Ready?
Are we starting? Let me
Yes.
get my phone out of here. I wasn't prepared for this.
Oh my god.
Bro, okay.
Oh my god, let's go! That was
Okay.
so good!
Okay, well we're using that
We're using
now.
it.
Welcome to Fun
Welcome
Palace.
to Funk Palace.
Welcome to Funk Palace. We talk about
Bro.
Let's go.
We are playing scattergories. The way this game works is we will pull one of these list cards that gives us certain things. So it's like a boy's name, cities, things that are called, yada yada yada. And then we will roll this dicey boy that has multiple letters on it. It landed on F. So now each one of the words we come up with for those categories, we have to start it. The word has to start with an F.
Oh, good god.
So
Yeah.
boy's name, Frederick.
Yeah.
Get W and you do superheroes, you do Wonder Woman, you get 2 points for that.
Exactly.
And then once you finish, the timer's done. Once you finish that, we will stop writing, put our pens down, and then we'll each go around for each category saying the word we have. And if 2 people have the same word, then
It's
no
not
one
a
gets
point.
a point.
Oh, okay.
The timer goes speedy boy fast.
Speed. The letter is E.
Ready,
E.
set, go. Anyways,
Alright.
Jordan, you go first.
Okay, for sandwiches, I had an Egg McMuffin.
That's smart.
I got that
I
right.
don't have that. Okay, I had egg salad.
I had egg salad.
So neither one of us gets a point.
Things you can do with your feet, I had nothing.
I said escape.
Evade.
Danger.
Those are different words. I'll give
Escape
you the
and
points.
evade. Okay, thank you.
Yay.
Number 3, world leaders / politicians. I had Jack.
Nothing.
I don't know any of those people.
Okay, well, I mean, for
School subjects.
English.
Economics.
I didn't even think of anything.
I had English started, but I was like, no, economics, because someone's gonna say English.
Smart.
I couldn't think of any subjects,
Okay.
my god.
5. Excuses for being late.
Eating slowly.
Eagle attack.
Do we count that?
Sure.
I mean, it can
Fine.
happen.
Fine.
That was not
Whatever.
a fart, that was a seat.
This seat is not flattering.
What did you say for 5?
I didn't have anything.
Oh, okay. 6.
Types of ice cream.
Types of ice cream, I didn't have anything.
Couldn't think of anything.
I was gonna say eggplant, but then we would have had to like look it up, so I didn't say
I
anything.
would just say no.
Yeah.
There was this ice cream shop in BC that had every single flavor. Eggplant was one of them. It was freaking awful. Spicy mango is disgusting. Don't ever get it.
Why would
Spicy
they
ice
do
cream.
Yeah.
I dislike that.
Anyways, okay,
Things with balls.
7. That's an elephant.
I was gonna say elephants, but I thought that was inappropriate,
Uh,
so I didn't.
I was just gonna say my friend Evan.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Neither one of you is wrong.
Thanks, Evan.
8. Television stars.
Couldn't think of
Owen.
anything. Oh my god!
god!
Wow. That's good.
Yay!
9. Things in a park.
Evergreen trees.
Ooh.
Ooh,
I was
smart.
gonna say eagles for that one.
Did you say eagles?
No.
You don't
I was
know.
going to though, and I was like, do you find eagles in parks? And then, yeah, you
You
do.
probably could.
We're on 10, right?
Yes.
Countries. I said England. I don't know if that's a country
Yes.
or
Oh,
not.
it is, yeah.
No.
Wait, no?
England is a city.
No,
In
London is a
London.
city. London's a city.
No. Oh,
Because
the
England,
UK.
I was part of
oh
the
yeah,
UK.
you're right. You're
yeah.
right. You're right. England is
I'm Googling it because I don't trust
Yeah,
myself.
and it's the
England
flag
is
was
a
just like a
country.
red cross.
All I could think of was Europe, but I know that that's a
England,
continent.
Country.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything for country. I don't know why.
11.
I said emerald.
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 Yeah.
Frickin'.
Yeah.
I
Minecraft.
couldn't think of anything else. Is there other E stones?
I don't think so. And then
12. Musical instruments. I said electric guitar.
Ooh, smart. I said
Oh.
euphonium.
Ah!
What did you say?
I put E-pad, like the pad with the buttons that you
Is
press.
that what it's called?
I don't know. I gave a name.
I
I'm just
don't
gonna say no.
I don't think that's not really an instrument
It's so
either.
half-
Okay.
Yeah, I
Euphonium.
got one.
Roll.
Hey!
Oh my god.
God.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh
That's
lord.
so bad.
I did really poorly
I
too.
did awful.
Okay.
Number 1.
I have,
Nicknames. Sorry.
I have Al and Ali.
Oh.
I have Al.
Okay, so no Al.
I have, and then Arnie. People refer to Arnold
Oh,
Schwarzenegger
right,
as
Arnie.
Arnie.
Yeah,
Does
that's
anyone
good.
else have Arnie?
What do you
I put names.
They could technically be nicknames.
I mean, I put Abby, which Albert.
For Abigail.
Abigail. Alright, let's go.
Who calls Albert Abby?
Albert, Abby, same thing.
And Alan.
Ah.
Alan
I
the
don't think
woodpecker.
Alan is short
The
for
woodpecker.
anything.
That's not a short for
That's not
anything.
a
That's just a
nickname.
name.
Yeah.
And my last nickname was Absolute Doofus. I would nickname someone that.
You would
Nickname
constantly
yourself.
call one person absolute doofus.
I'll call you Absolute Doofus for the rest of this.
If you do, then you can have the point, bro. I mean,
for 2, things in the sky. Did you have any more after your 2? Okay. Things in the sky. I had aliens.
Oh wow, that's good.
Albatross.
what is
It's a
albatross?
type
Oh, it's a bird.
Yeah.
Damn,
I
that's
didn't
good.
know that. I thought of albatross, but I didn't know what it was.
And I said air.
You're lazy, mother.
That's not, am I
He's
wrong?
not wrong.
Christ. I had airplane and aeroplane.
I said airplane.
Slightly.
Okay.
I said airplane.
We'll give you aeroplane. 'cause
Yay.
that's you didn't get airplane. Do you have anything else than airplane? Okay.
Okay.
Anyone have anything for 3?
Agrium.
Airplane.
You used airplane already.
You can't
No.
use the
You
same
Oh,
can't
you
use
can't
airplane.
double
No.
use?
No.
Oh, rip.
I couldn't think of anything with Windows.
I couldn't think of
4.
anything from 4 to 7.
Nope.
4 to 8.
I-
Sorry.
No, I didn't have anything for universities. Fish. I didn't have anything. Did you?
For universities, does it count? Like, does University of?
I don't-
Does that count?
I
as
could
it?
have done
Because I was
University of
thinking
Alberta.
I was gonna do U of A, but I didn't think that it would count.
I would assume that counts because it's a name.
So
I mean,
yes,
it kind of can. Did you write that down?
I did, yeah.
I didn't
I'll
write it
give it
down.
I also wrote Albuquerque, like university. I hope Albuquerque has a university. I also didn't know how to spell Albuquerque, so it
Did you
went
spell it right?
ABERGERCKIY.
Albuquerque, or is it
Oh.
Albuquerque? You
That's supposed to be
even
an
have an
L.
L.
Well, the L was here.
No.
but
I
How do
am
you
the
spell
L.
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
How do you spell Kirky?
I have no goddamn clue.
K-I-R-K-Y?
Oh, it is spelled ALBUQUE.
Oh, what? What? Is there a university there?
There is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have anything.
Okay. For what?
Did you guys have anything for 7 or 8?
I had
7. What did you? Yes.
No, you go ahead.
I have animals.
Yeah.
I went a more simple direction and said apples.
How is
Apples.
apples more similar than animals?
Animals makes more sense to me. I don't.
Apples can have spots. Though.
Okay.
Also,
sure.
if you look closely, they
Yeah,
kinda
Yeah.
have
That's
spots.
what to say.
Okay.
Didn't
I didn't
have
have
anything
anything for
either.
8.
No.
I was
Okay.
gonna put another name, but
Okay. For 9.
oh goody.
I didn't have anything for 9.
Oh.
Really?
I had alligator asking questions.
Did I give you alligator?
Yes, you did. I
Ugh.
had alligator asking questions and arachnid.
Oh, that would have arachnid would have been so. Okay, I put alone and abandoned, but
Those are kind of. Do we give them both? Because
Alone and
they're different.
Yeah, they're different.
I'll give them to you.
things. So, just
What are we on?
price.
10. I had an inch,
No.
Oh my
no,
God.
No.
cheeky
No.
boy, nah.
but it starts with an A.
A
And-
meter, a kilometer,
Yeah,
a mile. No.
Fine. 11.
items in the room.
I had antifreeze because I can't tell if that's antifreeze. Or not.
is, I think.
Americana.
I got
I should have just
antifreeze.
turned around.
I had AC and alarms.
There's AC in here.
I hope so. Yeah, that thing.
That could just be a vent.
A vent for what? That doesn't lead to the sun or the sky. I
The
mean.
sun.
The sky.
Do you ever have a sun vent?
Do you realize that like cars can have vents and no AC?
Okay. Shut up. This thing has air conditioning. There's a climate control panel.
Okay. We'll give it to
We'll
you.
give it to you.
What was your other one?
Alarms.
Yes.
Is there alarms?
Yeah,
Yes.
fire alarms.
You want to hear one?
No.
No.
Well,
Nada.
I had Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
No, that's all I could think of. But
There's an A
no.
in it.
Well, even if you didn't even say it would be Prisoner of Azkaban, so it doesn't start with A. If the name of the
Oh,
book was
yeah.
Azkaban, then it would make sense.
Oh no, I got one there. Oh
Things that are
yikes.
sticky.
Shut up.
Please be C.
T.
I had other things in mind. I swear to God.
Ready?
What did you have in mind?
I will tell caramel.
I know you
I'm
had
so glad
I
that
know.
popped into my mind.
Jackie was thinking of.
Caramel.
Caramel.
You say caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
Good person.
Do you?
Yeah, I think I said caramel. 2, 1, go.
One. Things that are sticky. I didn't have anything.
I had tea, tree sap, and tar.
Oh, tree sap
Oh.
and tar. I put T as well.
Okay.
Award/ceremonies.
Trophy.
I had Tony's. Wait.
Trophy.
Trophy.
It's
That-
an award. Oh.
I think it
Awards,
means-
I
yeah.
completely went a different direction.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had the Tonys.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry, I didn't have it. So it's,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Points.
Yes, but that's all I had for that.
Okay, for 3.
3 had T-Bird and Toyota.
Toyota, oh my god. I'm so sorry.
Did you have Toyota?
No, my van thing. I had Tesla.
Okay. Did
What's
anyone
a
have T-Bird?
Tacoma?
Anyone have T-Bird?
Tacoma is a truck type from Toyota.
So did I get Tacoma?
Or truck brand. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good one.
Is T-Bird? Did
T-Bird,
anyone else
no.
say T-Bird?
No.
Okay, good. Spices/herbs. I said time.
Time.
So there's nothing else.
No.
Okay.
Bad habits. I said tinkling on trees.
Tinkling.
I don't.
Is peeing?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't think that's a bad habit.
Well,
Well, you're not supposed to pee on nature. You're supposed to
Yeah.
pee on rocks.
and also like I'm not just gonna. It's a bad habit to go pee on a tree anywhere.
I guess.
You give it to me because I get 2 points
Sure.
from it. Hell yeah.
Fine.
Fine. I had tardy,
What does that mean?
late.
Oh.
I had teeth grinding.
Oh. There's a hole in my retainer because of that.
I had holes in my retainers and then I got them replaced and now I don't do it anymore.
6 toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Toothbrush.
Oh.
That's what the U.
And there could have been toothpaste.
Oh. Okay.
7 celebrities. Terry Crews.
Oh my god, that's what I was thinking of.
Taylor Swift.
We met Taylor Swift in Minecraft.
I had a singer and an actor in mind, and I just watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine and freaking listened to Taylor Swift earlier this morning.
I also had Trump. I thought I got Trump as well.
Yeah, I think so.
And Tiny Tim. He's a singer. He sings Tiptoe Through the
Oh.
Tulips.
Is that
I get 2 points for that.
Terrifying.
It's in
Okay.
Insidious, I think.
Yeah.
8?
8.
Um,
Nothing.
Take to work.
Throw out.
I'll give you throw.
Yeah.
Do I get
Oh,
take to work?
no. Wait, hang on. 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things
Oh.
to do with leftover turkey.
I completely miswrote everything. This is supposed to be one line up. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I had taste test to see if it's still good. Like, not like expired moldy turkey.
Do you taste food to see if it's bad? You can also just like
Yeah,
smell it,
I
look at
taste
it.
food to see if it's bad.
Why?
Might just be an Asian thing.
Because sometimes you smell it and you're like, I'm not quite sure if this is funky or if I just think
Mm.
it's funky, and then you try it.
If I'm smelling something and I'm not sure if it's funky or not, I'm not gonna test it because that means there's a chance it's funky.
No, I'll
I'll give it to
you,
him.
I guess.
Yay! So that's 2 because it's alliteration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay.
9. Is a toad a reptile/amphibian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone else say toad?
I had tadpole.
Oh, I had tree frog.
Tweefwog.
I had tree frog.
Tweefwog.
Frog. And
Uh-huh.
then I think they're called toxic dart frogs.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
So then I think I get 2.
fads. Number 10. I had Tamagotchi.
Oh, that's good. I didn't have anything
Nothing.
for 10.
Okay, and I didn't have anything for 11.
Talking, tailgating, tree climbing.
Tail.
Is talking a leisure activity?
I don't.
I mean, you do it in your leisure time.
But also,
Also, is
It's
tailgating like
talking.
Tailgating is like
It's
when
when
you
you're
pull
just
down a
you're
tailgate
vibing
and then
in
like
the
you
back of a
like
truck.
pull out some beers or whatnot. Like lots of people will
Oh.
go tailgating
Yeah.
and then like they'll
especially
watch
at
a game or something.
football games, they'll go
Yeah.
in the parking
Oh,
lot and tailgate.
what do you call it when someone's like riding, like just like driving really close behind you?
That's also called tailgating.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Alright.
So I get tailgating. Do I get tree climbing?
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know how I
Not
feel about
talking?
talking.
Okay. That's fine.
I had training and tanning.
Training for.
Isn't
Like
leisurely-
sports.
It's not really.
I wouldn't call it leisurely.
Okay. What is leisurely?
Leisurely is like
like something
like
you do in your free
relaxing.
time with like your friends or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know
That's how I would define it.
so
like-
tanning is good.
tanning.
I think so.
Okay.
It's like you go to a beach and you're just like
Hoping you're not stressed while you're tanning or like like tanning making you
Tans
stressed
to
is
get
why are you
stressed.
doing 12 things you're allergic to. I didn't have anything.
trees.
Trees.
I think I kind of want to do one more round.
Let's do one more.
So uncomfortable.
Tiny Tim died on stage. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah, he had like a heart attack, I think.
Oh my god.
Oh, that must have been.
Apparently he wasn't feeling well before he went out, so he's like to the crowd, be like, I might have to like go out if I'm not feeling good, and he just like keeled over.
Oh
Yikes.
my goodness! Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Play, let it rip. Let it rip. And
Ready?
Oh lord.
3, 2, 1, go. I should have spent more time on one. Oh well. Number 1, I had Matilda.
Is that all I had?
Yeah.
Or do you have any?
Mickey Mouse.
Damn, I had Mickey Mouse. Do you have anything else?
No.
I had Minnie Mouse as well. 2. Places to go on a date. That's a McDonald's.
Boy.
You're not wrong.
I feel like
Yeah,
that's like a
okay.
date like 3 years into a relationship.
I
And you're
mean-
like,
Yeah.
let's go on a date. I'm lazy. There's McDonald's down the street.
Fine.
I would do that.
I said movies because I couldn't think of anything.
Oh, I said a museum.
Right.
You
And,
didn't say movies?
no, and a market.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
there's a place.
I said mini golf as well.
Oh, yeah.
There's a place, but I don't know if like we're like disclosing where we live.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay,
fine.
so
She can
that's
blur.
Yeah, I'm
Blur
just gonna
that.
blur it out.
all right.
Okay. Anything for 3?
Mad Magazine.
Oh.
I don't think magazine in the name counts, so you don't get one for that.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't
so
think
just
it-
one
just
point?
one point, yeah.
Alright.
4 is Washington Monument.
Mount Rushmore.
I'd give that one to you. I don't know if because if it's the Washington Monument.
It is. It's the big
Yeah, but-
spire
But it's M. So it doesn't.
monument.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, you know my favorite landmark, the monument.
Well, that's why I asked because I asked
Oh, I
if you
thought
have
that-
2 words in like
Oh,
one thing.
No, I thought
Oh,
it has to
okay.
be the first letter.
Okay.
5.
Sweet things. My friends.
Aw. I put my mom. Sorry guys, you're sweet too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't put my mom. I put mom.
I don't know what y'all were on. I said macaroons, maple, and moose.
Oh wow! Moose.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of the animal. Like you tasted
Same
moose.
thought train. I know. Yeah, that's so good. Oh my god.
We're like people, and she's
Yeah.
just like, how dare you
Candy.
not call anyone you know sweet? You're a bad person.
My girlfriend's name starts with an M.
Oh my god!
Wow.
She doesn't watch this, it's fine.
What?
Should've put
I
it on.
don't know.
You should tell her to
Um,
watch it.
Things you save up to buy.
Mountain bike.
Michael Jordan's shoes.
Oh.
That's what I put down for footwear.
And you
Like,
you
go
said
Am I
ahead.
good
Yeah.
for that one?
I said machines.
Okay.
I was gonna say mechanics, but then I realized that's the people that do it.
I don't. Do we give her machines? I don't.
If I can
You don't
have
have-
milk, she can have machines.
Milk for what?
Milk. Things you save up to buy.
You don't
You
save
don't
up to
save
buy
up to
milk.
buy-
Or hell, I sometimes want milk when I'm
Milk is
outside.
like $2.
I'm not giving you milk.
No, you don't get milk.
You don't get
Fine.
machines.
Okay,
Oh.
7. Michael Jordan's.
Also, like you said, Michael Jordan. I thought it's like that's bad, bad Jackie.
How dare?
What?
Wow. Oh, okay. That you would even assume that I would go there.
Well, because you said Michael Jordan, and my mind, and you said Michael Jordan's, and my mind forgot shoes were a thing.
Put down Michael Jordan's for shoes.
Yeah. Where?
Did you?
I didn't have anything.
Oh, okay.
Did you?
Didn't.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
8. Something you keep
Hidden.
Hidden. I said money.
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 Damn it.
And I also said mistakes.
Oh, that
Yeah.
would have been good.
How many mistakes are you keeping from us, Kayla?
All.
9. I had nothing.
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 10. I had monkey, muskrat, and meerkat.
Ooh.
I had monkey.
I
as
had
well.
monkey.
I had mouse as well.
Oh, I had mice.
Mouse and mice are different.
No, they're the
No, they're
same
not.
animal.
Plural.
No.
She just
No.
has multiple of yours.
No, we don't get that. And
Oh.
then,
Okay.
yeah.
11. Sports equipment. I had nothing.
Masks.
I don't sports. So I
12.
had first. These don't count, but first degree murder and second degree murder.
Well, it's murder, so you
Murder.
get 1.
Okay.
I had murder.
Damn
Oh,
it.
so neither one of you. I put down molestation.
Oh damn!
I didn't even think of murder.
Why are you thinking about molestation?
Because it starts with an M.
I feel like that's weirder to think about than murder, because murder's more.
Common.
No, it
Yeah.
definitely is.
14 plus 7, 21 plus 9, 30. Let's go. Okay.
Yeah,
I
Jackie.
can math. Where do I write that?
I think
30.
that
What's 8 times 3? 34.
Jackie figured it out faster than you did.
Fucking nerd.
Remember last time we were playing
Man,
darts?
no, but
How many did you have?
30.
34.
I lost
How much?
by 2.
Oh, I
You
won.
were hoping to make fun of me. I'm
Mostly,
proud of you!
mostly because of that 13 round.
Oh yeah, that was insane. Okay, I want to play this once we're done filming.
Yeah,
too.
Also poker at some point.
Facts.
TikTok sucks. Quit TikTok. It's a bad addiction. It's worse than cocaine.
Wow.
That's all I know how to make.
It's all I know how to make either. I want to hit the camera. That was close.
Clapping play.
I don't think we.
Two. That's the plane.
Plane!
That way. That way, yeah.
Let's introduce everyone to the chickens. Look at them. They are beautiful. They deserve your love and respect. Point of view, you're feeding a chicken.
POV, you are the grass getting mauled.
Talk about the chickens,
Okay, so there's
Jackie.
Bert and Ernie and Oscar, and then Beaker, and then there's more characters from Sesame Street because I got too lazy to name them.
Beaker isn't from Sesame Street,
He isn't?
but they are ducks.
His name is Duck, and his name is also Duck.
I thought they had names.
What does your sister name him?
Yeah.
One in house 2.
Talk about the ducks, Jackie.
They are of the duck breed.
Am I
Nice.
Coin toss bimbo. Coin toss. Coin toss bimbo. If we were to vote someone off the island, it would be me. But it would be Jackie.
Absolute doofus.
I hope you know I'm still gonna.
Absolute doofus.
He, the rapper, looks annoying. What makes someone look annoying, do you think? Because oh, yeah. If you didn't know my name, what would you think it would be? Kind of thing.
Absolute doofus. Think about how Kayla's gonna
Oh,
beat
what
us.
the fuck is on that? I lean back, there's something spiky.
Shut the bro.
God, Jordan!
Come on, man. Closed environment.
Okay. First things first. Okay.
First things first.
I'm gonna say all the words that's in my head. I'm fired up and tired of the words to the song. Second thing, second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be.
What's that all? I'll be right there.
I'm the master of my sea. I was broken from a young
I don't remember
age,
the
so good,
beat.
but that's better than poems.
We're even in this frame. There's kind of thought about that.
Yes, we are. I checked.
Okay.
If we aren't, it'll be
Just
a good
kidding.
meme, and I'll be in frame, and that's all that really matters.
It's just constantly just like this.
I'll zoom in, so that's all we see for the entire podcast.
You hear voices
I
from somewhere.
do not hate myself that much.
I do. So
Mhm.
don't do that to me. You're gonna do that to me now, aren't you?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Funk Palace. We're dysfunctional, so we have actually a list of things that we want to talk about, but we got sidetracked, and now we're going to talk about how I accidentally kind of not really got Jordan a job.
Yeah. All right. She got a job at this place, undisclosed place. She got called back. She got a job there, and
Yes.
she's like, I will reference me to them, and I'm like, okay, and I'll go drop off my resume. And so I walk in and I go to customer service. There's another guy waiting for an interview there. Like, he has his resume, but he actually had an interview. And the guy who's, like, doing everything, the manager person, he comes out, he's like, who's first? So I was like, oh, that guy's here before me. So he goes in, does his interview, gets out, like, 10 minutes. And then the guy comes, he's like, brings me to the back, and I'm like, all right. And then he's like, oh, where's your name? I'm like, oh, I wasn't here for an interview. I just meant to drop off my resume. And the guy's like, well, you're here anyway, so I'm just going to interview you. So then he just, like, went through all the questions and, like, did an interview there, and he's like, you seem like a great person. Want more people like you at this place. And then he's gonna hire me right then, but I didn't have my SIN number with me, so I couldn't. But I have a job now.
It's actually so difficult to get hired. I've been trying to get a job since that end of May, and I didn't get one. I technically don't start for another week.
Oh yeah.
You know, because like you, especially when you go online, they're like, oh, we'll try to get back to you. But the thing is, they get so many applications, they probably just run it through like a machine. And if you don't have these words or like 15 years of experience,
Yeah.
they're not even
was
gonna
like,
look at you.
Also, I read online somewhere that you should, like, you know, have this, like, a list of, like, requirements or, like, qualifications
Mhm.
needed for this job.
Mhm.
Copy paste it, put it in white on your resume. That way, when it's run through the machine, the keywords get flagged and your resume is picked.
Smart.
Yeah.
I got hired, and it's dope!
I think it's really funny how that accidentally happened.
Thank you, Kayla.
You weren't even there for an interview, and then they're like, well, I guess we'll take you, because the assistant manager there
It's
is
definitely like I'm
kind of
standing
dope.
there, and I was just like, as I was waiting for him, like, why did he ask to see, like, he'll see me next? I was just like, okay.
You
And then I
didn't
walked
even-
back
you didn't
there,
even think
and I'm
about
like,
it.
why is he taking me to, like, the back room, sat down, papers out, he's like, alright, where's your name? I'm like, oh, this is what's happening. And it's just like, doofus.
Doofus.
Absolute doofus. I almost threw up.
While Jordan is suffering, I don't have a job, but I did tutor a kid for a while.
Oh, that's really cool.
It was once a week.
I feel
Um,
sorry for that kid.
Excuse you. I was actually okay. I had all my grade 9 math stuff saved. It was supposed to be like a leadership thing. Where it's like, oh, have tutor kids, but then I already had all my like volunteer hours for the year, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make some bank too.
Anyways, the first actual competence
Yay! Topic of talking.
The first topic of talking that we wanted to go into was, I thought this was really interesting. So flies, they still go through like stages of life. They go baby, I guess they probably have angsty teen,
Baby.
and then adult, and then children, and then die, you know?
Angsty teen
But
fun.
like, that's how normal people live. Do you think that time works slower for them?
Probably.
Do you
feel
think
like
they
it would work.
experience time slower because they have to go through so much in such a short span of
I know
time?
they experience like inertia different, but I don't know if time works differently.
Do you think that time goes slower for things that experience
Yes.
less
No.
life?
Time isn't a thing that you experience differently unless you're going like the speed of light, which is a thing.
What's the difference if you're going at the speed of light?
Here's like a science thing. So imagine two planets are moving through the fabric of time. They're moving at the same velocity through it. And there's a cone on either side of your planet of the past and the present, of like where it's kind of been. It's hard to explain, but like, so you are in a spaceship traveling the speed of light. You leave Earth. You'll have to go at an angle out to make sure you intersect the other planet in time. I forget what the exact math is like, but say it takes like 5 years for you to get there. It takes like thousands of years for Earth to go that distance because you're already going the speed of light. So that you travel way faster distance, way much more distance than the Earth will travel in that time. So if you get there, you find out maybe why you were there is gone. Like you heard alien civilization was there, but now it's gone because you took so long
Because
to get there.
you.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that trip could mean nothing. And then now you have to go back, which means you have to go another 5-10 years for yourself, thousands of years for Earth.
Just for
So by the
everyone
time
that
you get
know
back
about,
to Earth,
they're dead.
you're 20 years older, everyone else you've loved is dead 10 times over. So that's the only really way you can truly feel time differently in the concept of our science.
No.
Flies don't matter.
No, what I was gonna say before you went off on that, like, you know how time feels different based on what we're doing? If you're sitting in class and you're waiting for like the last 5 minutes in class, it is the worst thing ever.
Mhm.
But if you're driving somewhere, like going on a fat road trip, and it's like already been 5 minutes, you're like, where did that time go? I feel like I just
You
left
see,
home.
I'm a long boy. I hate being in cars because I don't fit.
Okay, fine. That example,
I've rarely been on a plane where my knees aren't touching the seat in front of me. One time, literally, I was sitting there and I couldn't move any far back, and the seat was here. Like, it was touching my knees.
God.
anyways, bad example. But if you're doing something fun for 5 minutes, like if you're hanging out with your friends and you're vibing for
Like
5 minutes.
podcasting.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably been like
Exactly.
Leave a like. Ring that bell. Give us lights.
The
Don't leave
point
lights
is,
on.
depending on what you're doing, time has an illusion of going faster or slower. Because since insects also move so quickly, do you think that if they had a concept of time, they would understand it in a more slowed down way than we do?
I feel like they would understand it like quicker
Yeah.
than us because like flies are more difficult to hit because they're like the reaction time is seemingly like zoomier.
Right.
And so because of that, like it's they develop that or they have that because like
We seem slower.
yeah.
But if everything around them is slower, then would time be slow? Because I know like not everything revolves around human. Revolves?
Yeah.
Evolves.
Evolve is to
Revolve.
Yeah, revolve.
So not
So
everything revolves around humans, but also like insects are. I
Also,
can't
like,
think of anything that's
time-
much faster than them.
Also, yeah, and also like time isn't a thing. It's like just a human construct. Time is time.
Time is
time-
money is fake. Go slap a bear.
Two
Good
things.
life advice.
2 things. I think the thing about time is it can be infinitely small.
Time is a tool that you read on the clock. Yeah.
But don't you like if you think about it, like time can be divided up as many times as you want, but it still gets bigger.
Super tasks.
It's so cool.
Y'all know what super tasks are?
No.
No, I love a lot of from Vsauce. Thank you, Vsauce. Anyways, okay, a super task is imagine you want to do something with infinite actions in a minute.
Okay.
Or 2 minutes, I guess. So it's like, say you want to cut a slice of cake infinite amount of times in half.
Right.
So you want to make your first slice at the start of the 2 minutes. Once half of that's over 1 minute, you make the second slice, and then you wait another half of that, so 30 seconds, make the second slice, 15 seconds, second slice, 7.5 seconds, second slice. So you're always going in half, but you can never run out of halves in the time, but you will eventually run out of time.
Exactly.
Which is, I think it's also,
there's a way to put it, yeah.
It's like Greek or something. I think it's an Achilles thing of like you had to take a race, but every step was half the length of the previous step. And then the thought thing about it was like, for each right foot he puts up a red flag, each left foot he puts up a blue flag. At the end of the race, what flag will he be holding up? And it's like, you can't say for sure what flag he'll be holding up because he did infinite amount of steps in the time that it took him to finish the race. Science, bro.
Yeah, I think that's so cool. Like, it's kind of like when you do math 30 and like you approach 0 but you never reach it or whatever. Numbers are spooky.
Numbers are weird.
Yeah. Because they can get infinitely smaller or infinitely bigger. It's kind of like space is infinite, but it's still growing, which means it has a boundary somewhere, but that's not really...
That's the edge of the Minecraft world.
Science is so cool! Okay.
Yes. What's the next? Are we going to talk about why I'm sad?
Do you want to do that? Do you want to do that now?
You see how our conversations go? We're never going to reach where I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think there's any natural way to get to
what
it.
are the other two things?
Good versus bad impact.
Let's talk about the good and bad impact.
I think that'll take a fat minute.
But like, I want to talk about it.
Okay. Can I talk about why I thought about this
Yes.
at first? This is like the stupidest thing. We were driving home from Wendy's because we were getting burgers.
Wendy's is great.
And
Wendy's
they
is better than
closed.
McDonald's.
It is. And the fries at Wendy's are
Talk about
the fries at Wendy's are surprisingly good. Okay, the point is, there's a right-hand turn lane that we need to get into, and the lane that we need to turn into is closed, and so is the next one to it. So it's usually 3 lanes. It's been shortened into 1, and the turning lane is closed off. And it's a yield sign.
Epic.
And technically, if you have a yield, you have to just wait for traffic to go, and then you go. But one person stopped and let someone in, and there were 4 of us, and then it actually just started a chain reaction. Everyone started to let one person in. And I just thought that...
Bad drivers.
Technically... Yes, but I also thought that it was just a very kind thing to do. And the act of, like, one kind person, even though it wasn't, like, anything incredible, it just led to, like, this whole chain reaction of kindness that people probably didn't even think about. They were just like, this is what happened, so I will do it too.
It's like the things you see about, like, drive-thrus, and then they're like, oh, I'll pay for the person behind me. It just starts a fat chain.
Going. And I think that that's so cool. And, like, good actions, I think, are a lot more common than bad actions are. I think of... Here's the thing. I think of myself as...
to my face.
I think of myself as a realist, I'd like to say. And I think that the bad actions people do have a lot more weight because it's... When someone does something bad, it's a lot stronger.
Yeah.
I think. It's not necessarily that it means more, but when someone does something bad, it's like, it's easy to do a bad thing.
And it's, like, easy to dwell on it as well. Because there's, like, these posts going around about, like, if, something about, like, money, and there's, like, they're, like, okay, some dude steals $10 from your 5,850 amount.
Right.
Or something, right? Would you get mad and throw away the rest of that amount?
Right.
No,
yeah.
but it's the same thing with your day. If someone
like,
ruins 10 seconds, why would you spend the rest of the thousands of seconds like getting pissed about it?
I've seen things like that, and that's also kind of what I was thinking about, was because I think that there's a lot of power when people do good things, and it's harder to recognize for some reason, because I think that good is normal, and I think that's why it's harder to recognize, and I think, I don't know, like, if that makes sense. Good things are more regular and therefore harder to recognize, and therefore we don't see there being much good in the world because we think of it as a normal thing. Whereas when someone does something bad, that's abnormal and also decidedly bad, morally speaking, I guess you would say.
There's something I heard about this. It was like a quote of, I forget who it was, but it was basically like, there technically isn't good and evil in the world because it's a human construct. A tiger doesn't know the difference between good and evil because there isn't good and evil to a tiger.
Right.
Whereas a human, because we have such free choice in our lives, we can choose to be good, we can choose to be evil, we can choose what we want to do with ourselves and with other people.
Mhm.
So that's what creates the good and evil in our minds. Whereas a tiger saws survive, mate,
Survive,
reproduce,
yes.
continue our
Bloodline.
legacy. I don't know
Mhm.
what the right word is, but like make sure we survive.
Species.
Whereas like humans, it's like we don't really have oh no, I'm not going to survive today. Better make sure I reproduce today, because in our normal world we don't have those dangers of like getting killed any time we can.
It's
I
less
mean,
common.
It's less, yeah. It's not like a tiger or like
Mhm.
a deer's like I'm gonna get eaten by a bear today. We're not like I'm gonna get eaten by a bear today because there's no bears. I mean, we are in the jack of nowhere.
Bear country.
Bear
I want to pet a bear. Slap a bear.
The thing is with animals that are more primal, I guess you would say, they do things to survive and therefore can't be inherently good or evil because they don't have intentions. And I think that that's what makes something. Actually, that's not true because someone could have no. I think intention is what it comes down to. For example, like let's say swearing. Like there are certain groups of friends.
Brooke.
I hate you so much. Okay, for example, I just said I hate you. That's not a good thing to say,
Yes,
but
it is.
it had no malintention.
You absolute doofus.
It had no malintention, so it wasn't. I mean, I guess it wasn't a good or bad thing to say, but
Like we just said, it's a human construct.
It had-
Anything's good and bad.
but the thing is, it had no bad intention, so that doesn't make it a bad action. It's not a good thing to do, but I think the fact is that depending on what intention you have behind your actions makes it a good or bad thing.
Also, we both know that you don't mean
Yeah,
ill intent.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
just like common like speech for us of being like, you suck.
Yeah, exactly. But like that's the point. Is like someone could say that to me, and if they had bad intentions, it would be a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
You know.
About that, relating to that and like partially before why you said like the world is inherently good, I don't know about other people, but like for me personally, there are times when like, okay, so like if you look at it like a line graph, right, up is good, down is like
Okay.
not so good. There will be times of like steady incline and times of like steady decline, and then during those times of steady decline, like the bad things that will happen, it just kind of like helps to push it down.
Yeah.
But then like one little good thing that will happen, right? I'll like it like happens to me and I just kind of like latch onto it for the rest of the day or like sometimes even the rest of the week,
Right.
just because it's been like such a downhill. But then like on the opposite side of that, you've been having like a great week, and then like one little thing will affect you. It's like
Right.
it will take a hold on me, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I agree. Because the thing is, if you're having a good week and then you take a hold on to a bad thing, or you're having a bad week and you take a hold on to a good thing, I think it's about abnormality in that case, if that makes sense. Like, if you're having a bad week, maybe it's because then we want to feel good about something, so then we latch onto that good thing. And maybe if you're having a really good week and then something bad happens, it's the fact that everything has been so, like, perfect that an imperfection kind of makes it feel tainted and then just ruin the entirety of the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't know if I would say people are inherently good, even though I kind of said that. I think that people are taught to be good.
It's difficult to define good and bad because it
Yeah.
depends. It's so many factors
because-
into how the person is.
For example, I think that people are taught morals. I think some people have stronger natural moral compasses than others, but I think that that's something that like people have to be taught. Like a tiger doesn't think that killing is bad. To be
Yeah.
fair, a tiger kills to survive, and humans do that too. But
So it's in like certain scenarios,
yeah,
like, there's
and-
like
but there are cases where it's
You're-
just
environment and like life experience has also kind of like helped to mold that moral compass.
yeah, exactly. Because then that's the whole other thing. Because good and bad is probably associated with your moral compass, because someone could do something that one person thinks is good and one person thinks is bad,
Mm-hmm.
and it all has to do with like your personal interpretation or alignment of
The train experiment.
Oh, the
Well,
trolley
Yeah,
experiment.
trolley
I
thing.
love that experiment. I think
Yeah.
that's so cool. I want to bring this up again though because I think
Okay.
it's really cool. My favorite example of the trolley experiment is so the traditional one is there's 5 people on one track and there's 1 person on the other track. And the train is headed towards the track with 5 people on it. You have the power to switch the track, and instead of 5 deaths, there will only be 1. But then you have to deal with the fact that you killed someone or
You, like, actively took the
you
made the decision.
actively made a decision to kill someone, as opposed to, I mean, if you don't do anything, it's also kind of
It's kind
your
of your
fault.
fault, but it doesn't feel
it's like
that way.
like being a bystander
Yeah,
is
bystander
just as
effect.
bad as yeah.
Well, that's not the bystander effect. Bystander effect's different.
My favorite trolley experiment is when you have 4 people all in succession on the same track, and they all have the choice to either kill 1 person or kill 5 people. Well, not kill, but like they
Murder.
basically choose who dies, right?
Yeah.
If you choose to let the train go and murder 5 people, then the train is off the track and it doesn't continue on. If you actively choose to flip the switch, it'll go to the next person. And the next person has to make the same decision. So they can either choose to kill 1 person and it'll continue on, or they can get rid of
So
5 and then
continuous
it's off the
aggression.
track. So then if you have 4 people and you all make the choice to get rid of 1 person and send it to the next like station or fork in the
You
road.
still killed 5 people.
No, you'd kill 4 because there's 4 people.
No.
So then technically it's 4 lives versus 5 essentially for the first person. For the next person, if they choose to do nothing, it would be 6 lives instead of 5.
Mhm.
So then you also have to kind of make the decision if you think that people will do the right thing or what is right to do in that situation, because some people would say that no matter what, killing is wrong.
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool one. What do you think that you would
Alright.
do?
Oh, and that, like,
Yeah.
in what position? Or are we talking...
If you're at the very front of the track
well,
and there are 3 people behind you, would you pull the lever, get the 1 person out of the way, and then hope that everyone else does the right thing, or would you just not do anything?
I just strongly believe in that position. I would be in favor of many. Like, I think in that situation, I wouldn't think about the moralness of it. I'd be like, why would I let 5 people die when instead I can let only 1 person die?
But then it moves on to the next person, and they could...
But that's not my decision to make for the next person.
right.
The next person could
So
be...
then you would say, like, if more people die, then that point onward, it's not really your decision.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that.
Right.
I can't go to, like, whether I may kill 5 people or kill 1 person, then it's... I can't decide what the next person does.
Right.
I can't affect that at all.
Mm-hmm. What would you do?
Well, like based off of like who I am, I feel like I would naturally want to like go the path of like the least amount of deaths. Just because like it's difficult to compare like the value
Of a life.
of life.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just like something you just
can.
shouldn't do at
Yeah,
all, honestly.
that too. But like, so then like it just comes down to numbers, right? Which one has the least amount of death would be.
So you guys would both switch the track and hope that everyone else would do the same,
Yeah.
kind of? You could either be looking at a total of 4 people
If
if you all choose
right.
to switch the track, or you could be looking at a total of 8.
Okay.
If you do the right thing, you do the right thing, you do, well, the right thing,
Mhm.
but then this person doesn't.
Right. Okay.
So then technically you could be looking at more deaths if not everyone does the lesser death option. So you're putting faith that all of these people will choose to switch the track. Because if they don't switch the track, then it kills the 5, but then automatically
It gives more death than
deaths
if you instead
just
killed
had done
5.
nothing at the beginning.
Do these people know that you're there?
I don't
Because also
think
that would
so.
change. Because
Also,
if
are they
I'm
complete
there,
strangers?
if I'm there here and I knew that's happening, I'd be like, obviously, for sure,
right, but then
change it to 1
but
person.
you don't know that that's what everyone else thinks, because there are some people that even when forced with the choice to just, even like the regular trolley problem, they would choose to do nothing.
Also, just thinking, like mathematically, if I'm here and the train's coming, obviously I know they've already killed only 2 people instead of 5
Right.
people. But like, if I'm there, then even more for sure, I'm gonna keep it on the
Yeah.
1 track.
But the point is you're at the front.
Yeah.
So you're basically decide, like, if you choose this way, you know how many deaths there are going to be. There are going to be 5.
Yeah.
But that is it. If you choose one, there could be 3 more, or there could be 7 more. And then you have to have faith in what other people are going to do.
Based off the experiment that the minefield people ran, what was it, like 2 out of like the however many they tested?
They did like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, and there's like only 1 or 2
That didn't do anything?
that actually like switched to the 1 person instead of the 4.
Oh, really?
No, I think most of them did.
Really?
Yeah.
Most of them said they would, but then like a lot of people they just like didn't do anything.
I think most of them flipped it. I think it was 1 or 2 like froze. There's the one guy who like actually like started crying because it was like such a traumatic thing of like I just killed 5 people or killed 1 person.
Exactly, but the thing is like if this was a real life situation, you don't have time to think about it. And that's the other thing is like you would hope when faced with the choice that you would be able to do the right thing. Because I personally think that I wouldn't touch the track because I don't have faith that the 3 people behind I don't have faith that the 3 people behind me would all be able to.
Says the person who said there's inherently good in people.
I went back on that. I think that people are learned to be good, and I think that good actions are overlooked a lot of the time. I think I would choose to not do anything, not because I would be afraid to switch the track, because I think that if I was in the original position, I would. But in this situation, I don't think that I would have faith in everyone to make the clear, decisive decision precise.
The probability of it exponentially increases based off of like okay, so if you flip it, or if you don't flip it, it's just 5. But if you flip it, there's a chance that it could be 6.
Yes,
and then a chance
or
that
7 or 8.
Yeah.
So it could be. So you either have guaranteed 5 deaths, or you have 4 to 8 deaths.
Yeah, and I think that in most situations, the probability works against you for 4 deaths. Mm-hmm. So I think the solidifying the 5 would be the safest option.
I think that would,
less deaths.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you still think that you would switch the
I
track?
still think I would. Oh, again, kind of in the thought of like, on my own actions, that's still only 1 death on my hands. Either way, that's 1 or 5 deaths caused by me, sort of.
Right.
That either I don't do anything, kill 5 people, that's because I didn't do anything, or I switch the track, kill 1 person, I've done something.
So you're
then it goes to the next person, I can't do anything for that person.
So
none of those are on me.
You're more concerned about like your own conscience.
Yeah. Because that's what I can actually impact. If I can't impact anything, I shouldn't have to worry about it.
I didn't know we were actually drinking. I just held water in my mouth.
Anyways, okay. So these 2 things are actual things, different parts of the original problem. So there's the original problem where it's just 5 people, 1 person. Mm-hmm. The next step was you take the 1 person and you make it your grandma, something you actually have a connection with, because that makes it harder.
So much more difficult.
Of do I want to kill someone I am close with that is part of my family that I know, or 5 random people,
because it's a death,
and that makes it harder for people to decide. And then the next step of that was instead of having a track and flipping a switch, there's 1 track with 5 people on it, and you're on a bridge above the track with an extremely fat man who, if you push him over the edge, he'll be able to stop the train.
No.
This is a legitimate part of the thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But, so that made it even harder, because then that puts
you're
you're
pushing
it's an active I
to
murdered
murder
this person.
somebody.
Instead, you can flip the switch and think, that death wasn't caused by me. You push a person, you just murdered someone.
Pushed a person.
So that's the next steps of that problem, which make it even harder to decide what to do.
What if you half turn it and then it the train
Drift.
no, it hits
All
both
of
of them at the same time, so it hits the V, and then it's your tires are this, and it pulls itself apart, so it's
Jackie trying to logic himself out of this hypothetical situation.
The video of the train, the Lego train drifting around the corner. They switch it halfway between. It's
No, you don't switch it halfway so that it starts drifting. Although that might actually work to throw it off the track.
6 people.
I know, but it's if you flip the switch
But
halfway, it'll look something like this.
That's not how it works, though.
So then the train hits this part, and then it pulls itself apart. So you got wreckage train, wreckage, train, and it eventually stops.
That's not how trains and those work, though.
You shut up. You're not how trains work.
You're not how to. I like trains.
I
I'm gonna do that.
like trains. Yes, you do.
Also, if you flipped it
Yes,
halfway,
you
would that derail a train?
No.
I don't think so.
Those things aren't like light switches. They're obviously cassettes. Many, many, many lives on the line.
How far away from the junction are they? Because if they're like far enough away, I feel like because it's like supposed to be a train and it, like everything's made of metal, there's not a lot of tolerance. For like, there's not a lot of like wiggle room within it. So if one side of it is going this way, but the back side still has to go straight, then I feel like the sheer tension from that thing would just flip it or rip it.
Flip it or rip
You're not
it.
ripping a train. You're gonna flip a train. It's gonna blow up. You could have spilled oil and destroyed an entire ecosystem.
Aren't most of those things like sealed and like drop proof up to like a certain like height?
Doesn't mean they can't break.
A can of soda works better. You have a can of soda, you push it, you tip it over, right? Or you even like drop it from like that height to the ground.
Right.
It's not gonna do anything, right?
Right.
But you drop it off a roof, it's gonna break.
How do you know?
You want to test right now?
Okay, should we answer the bridge question first, or should we go hypothetical science boy time?
Push a fat man off to stop the train from killing 5 people.
Yeah.
Numbers.
I also don't know if
But also,
I could choose.
yeah, that it'd be.
I don't think I don't know if I'd be able to do that.
I think in that thing,
time.
I would kill the 5 people, not because I choose to, because I
you wouldn't
freeze.
be able.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
don't
wouldn't
think
be
I'd
able to make the
to.
decision of pushing a fat man.
Also,
Yeah.
like, if he's fat enough to stop a train, I don't think you could push him off the bridge. Because you have to get over. It's like,
Hypothetical!
that's like.
You know what the other problem is with that? If we're getting logistical,
Yeah.
you could actually be charged for that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
whereas if you switched to track, you would just be like, oh well, I saw the 5 people and I wanted to. If you push a man,
Legally,
What if
I'm not
it's
gonna do it.
illegal suicide? Like,
oh, you
They
jump in
ask
front
you.
of the train.
or no, like,
Oh,
or like the medical suicide, but instead of
like
like
assisted suicide.
unplugging your
Yeah.
life support or killing you with
Mhm.
drugs, they ask you to push you off a bridge.
In that
I
case,
mean,
I would be
yes.
able to do it.
I feel.
In that instance, if someone like wants to die and they're there and they're like, "Yo, help me out," and then we can save these people.
Also, just imagine the thought of a guy looking you in the eyes and be like, "Kill me," like that's just awful. Like that just makes it worse. Like
It doesn't make it worse.
that's like
I think it's just as bad.
It's like the thing.
it's
where,
like a different version of the trolley problem. It's like a guy's looking at you like, "Kill me." It's like you either save a life or you kill a life.
Yeah. It's like,
If someone just asked me to kill them, to like help them die, I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't do it.
yeah, it's like someone's like injured. You're like and they like don't consent to you helping them out. You legally can't do anything.
No consent.
So you just have to watch them like slowly
Oh.
just wither away.
Let's get dark.
Let's go
Let's
throw
go
some
throw
soda.
stuff off the ceiling. Roof.
Off the ceiling. I am sad. Let's talk about that.
Yay!
I have been feeling mentally broke, and this quarantine has made it worse.
How have you been feeling lately?
This is a safe space.
You look like an alien.
Hello.
I don't know how much I want to open up.
Well,
I'll
we're
say
probably
I
gonna-
have depression. So I have a lot of issues with controlling how my mind processes emotion. I'm very bad at keeping a level. I will go up and then like down. Like I'll be doing good and then one little thing will happen and for some reason I'm just in the dumps. I explained this to my therapist as like a well, and I could point out where in the well I am kind of thing. So it's like if I'm doing really good, I am on a hill, just kind of seeing the well from far away. If I'm like, I can feel myself getting a little worse, I'm looking over the edge of the well, being like, what's in there? When I feel myself getting worse, I'm starting to fall into the well, and when I'm in the dumps, like worst point, I am at the bottom of the well, feeling like stuck because you can't climb out of a well,
Right.
and it's dark and everything. So that's kind of how I'm put a picture to my mind how my mind works. But lately I've been like in the process of like falling down that well of like I'm just slowly getting a little worse, just because I'm feeling like I'm very stuck in life. No matter what I do, I'm very adamant on trying to better yourself. Everything you should try and just make yourself a better person. But no matter what I feel like I'm doing, I can't get better. I'll work out and I'll do whatever, and I just feel like I've hit a plateau of body physique kind of thing. Like I don't feel like I'm getting stronger at all. I'm like not getting better at, say, cardio stuff. I just stay at one spot and I can't get past that. I'll do like art, painting, whatever. I really enjoy it, but I just can't feel like I get better at it. I just stay at one point of it, and I can't get better at it. And that just really drags me down because I don't like being stuck at something and not being able to get better at it. Like, I don't like just not getting good at things or getting better at things. So that just off-put me from doing anything. Like, I just don't have the ambition to do anything anymore. Like, I'm finding it really hard to just continue doing anything.
When you mean anything, because you spoke to like your physique, but is it like drumming and art too?
Anything. Like, it's gone into even like, this is less of getting better, but it's not helped, say, eating and sleeping and doing anything. Of like, I'll wake up in the morning and it takes like half an hour to get out of bed. It takes like an hour for me to finally decide to eat food in the morning. And when I do, it's just like either my mom makes me something or I make like a smoothie or like eat a muffin. Like, I can't get the ambition to do anything. Like, I'm like, why should I do anything kind of thing? And it's just really hard for me to get out of that dump right now.
Right, because you can't see the progress, and then when you can't see progress, it's harder for you to try and make progress because...
And then just snowballs for the rest. I don't like... It's snowballing my life. So then it's like when things start getting worse and worse, it impacts other things, which makes them worse and worse, which impacts other things, which makes them worse and worse. Until I just don't feel good about anything in my life.
Has this happened before?
It's something that's always happening, but it's definitely like quarantine has made it worse with the fact that I can't get out and do things. I'm stuck at home doing the same things, which puts more emphasis on I'm not getting better.
Right.
Like, if this wasn't happening, I'd be able to go to a proper gym and do proper workouts that could fill out what I'm missing to get better. Because I'm stuck at home, I have like one small weight set that doesn't have enough to do a full workout kind of thing.
Like,
so,
do you know what you need to get better, but you feel like you don't have access to it?
I can make or like deal with things to probably get better, but I don't know what that is, and even if I try, it hasn't helped at all. It's a lot of it's for working out. Most of it is like cardio, where like I do like a HIIT workout, like a 12-minute thing. And you expect, I've been doing it almost every day since the start of quarantine. You expect to get better. I've barely gotten any better at it. Like, I just haven't gotten better at all with it. My knees are really bad, and I do stretches, and I've reached a plateau of like I got better, and I'm just not getting better. Like, they're not helping at all, and that it sucks because it's something that impacts me every day. I walk upstairs, and my knees are killing me, and if that's just not getting better, it's just on me. It's like my own body can't make itself better. How am I supposed to ever get better?
Right. I don't know if this will be helpful because I don't know if it applies in the physical sense. My first thing would be like maybe try to do things in smaller increments so that it's easier to see success, if that makes sense. And then my other thing was I watched a little video on this. I think it was on Instagram, so I don't take it for what you will.
Yeah.
But it was talking about music, but it applies to all sorts of things. It's like when you're trying to get better at something, the way to describe it, it's like it elevates and then it's flat for a while, then elevates and it's flat for a while. And I think the thing with that is once you get to where you envisioned you want it to be, then you start to learn new things that you can do. So I think you've like made slight improvements, but now that you're there, you set like your improvements even higher, and it's like you're never going to obtain what you want because what you want is always going to be a little higher up, right?
Yeah, I can't ever be happy with what I do.
Right.
I always have to be better.
Right, exactly. But and then that's what this video goes into say, you have to take pride in the fact that you are in a progress.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, you're probably never going to be happy with where you are because you always want to be better, and that's how lots of people are with like whatever they're passionate about. But you have to take like recognition in the small little achievements you make, and like understand that it's a process, and you can take, I mean, maybe not enjoyment, but you can recognize that you're in a process and that you are going to get there, and you might just not even recognize it once you do.
That's definitely part of it for me. I can't recognize when I'm good at something because I'm very much a pessimist with my own life. Of like, I only see things I do bad. I only see where I suck at things where I could be doing better in my life, and I can't see the good aspect of my life.
Because you've tried and it just doesn't really...
I don't know if it's just the way my brain is wired or what it is. It's just I'm unable to process that there is good and that those good things are always there. Instead, I see it, my brain sees it as there's good things, but then there's countless upon countless of these bad things that, small, big, whatever, they're always there for me.
Right.
And I always notice it. It's just always like weighing down on me. And it's just like, it's hard to get past that barrier.
Yeah.
So and that leads into I need to be better. Because it's like, oh, there's all these bad things about me. I need to get past that. I need to push through that and get rid of those bad things, which causes me to focus on the bad things more, which causes me to want to get better at them.
Yeah, you have to like learn how to celebrate the little accomplishments, I guess, because like you recognize that good things are there, but you let the bad things outweigh them.
There's like kind of a boom in the background. It's
And
hard
like,
to focus on those good things.
Mm-hmm.
I read about this thought experiment where it's like it's incredibly difficult to go up to somebody and just point out like every single flaw about them and like everything that's wrong with them. So then it's like, why do we do it to ourselves?
I don't know how I feel about that, because obviously it's like you walk up to a person and point out all their flaws. You can't see every part of that person. I can walk up to a mirror and naked and be like, I hate this part of my body. And then I know how my brain works. I know what my home life is like. I know everything about myself.
Right.
Here's what my bad things are. But if I walk up to even a close friend, I still don't know a lot of that stuff about them.
Right.
So I can't be like, you hate yourself because you don't have a good relationship with your family. Because I don't know what the relationship with their family is like. Whereas I can walk up to myself and be like, you're out of shape, you don't have a good relationship with your family, you can't get better at stuff, you're not good, like extremely good at anything. I can point out all those little tiny things, and that just weighs down on me.
Just to speak to the family relationship thing, that's not, I mean, you probably know this, but like that has nothing to do with you, right? Like it's not your fault that your family doesn't get along the way you want it to. And I think a lot of the time, everyone's family has issues, like no matter how big or small or how closely knit they are or not. That's also something that's like just part of being a family. So that's just speaking to that little portion of it. It's hard because obviously you are going to be the most critical of yourself because you know everything about yourself. But I think that one thing about that is like, I don't know if that means that you are necessarily the best judge of yourself.
Yeah.
You might know yourself the best out of all your friends, but you also don't see the way that your friends see you. Yeah. And the way that your friends see you isn't an inaccurate depiction of you, I don't think.
It's just like another perspective.
It's like it's more limited, but also like those are the people that you are closest to and admire you and look up to you, right?
Yeah, it's like we were talking about the good and bad in people of like you can't say anything about what's good, what's bad, what's anything about anybody because it depends on infinite factors of their life.
But then if you know your moral compass and you know what you consider good and bad about yourself, then it's so much more difficult because it's so black and white to yourself in a way.
And then like for me, the way that I have like mental issues of depression, anxiety, and that kind of stuff, and just the chemical imbalance in my brain that causes me to focus on different parts of myself. That because of that, a normal healthy person who doesn't have severe depression definitely won't be as critical of themselves as much as I am. Like,
maybe not as often.
Not as often, and I don't think to the extent I get of like, I don't think someone who isn't severely depressed is like obviously, but like hating themselves like constantly and like just can never be happy with themselves. Like because that's people are normally usually like some part of themselves, or lots of times I don't enjoy any part of myself. Like this, going back to like the first time I went to therapy, it was like one of the things is like I hate every part of my body, and like the therapist is like, oh, there's got to be something you like about yourself, and just she would like say like a body part, and I'd hate it. Like it's like, oh, what about your toes? I'm like, oh, my pinky toe is shaped weird. It's sideways kind of, and they're like short and fat, but like weirdly shaped. And it's like, oh, what about legs or something? It's like, oh, they're long and not very defined. They're just kind of like lanky, and it's like, no matter what I see in myself, I can pick out the bad thing, and that's what I focus on, and that's the biggest issue I'm trying to hurdle with my depression. Everything is how to deal with or how to stop picking out every single bad thing about myself.
Yeah, because I'm just about to say the fact that you're picking out a bad thing means like, then do you recognize that there are not bad things about yourself if you're picking out
I guess
bad thing?
picking out wasn't like the correct word, like focusing on. That's like immediately my mind goes to the bad things.
Good.
It's like I'm not like I can see the good things, but it's just like there's in my mind they're so outweighed by the bad things of myself that I don't like.
Yeah, and it's kind of like having an amazing week, but then there's that one bad thing.
But in my mind, it's like
In
having
your
an
mind,
amazing
it's-
week, but then like I stepped on a rock and someone looked at me wrong, and all those, and that happens like thousands of times in a day,
Right.
and all those are just pooled together into like one massive
Like-
awful thing.
Yeah, it's like it's a bunch of small things, but when they're all combined, it's something that you don't know how to like even comprehend.
Yeah, but I definitely realized like there's a couple of instances in the past, even like a couple months that I've not like I guess the past 6 months that I've kind of started noticing smaller things that like make me feel good. Like I think the one that was like a really big wake up call for me was like I was walking down the hall at school and there's like just someone I didn't know, like this I don't know what grade she was in. We just kind of like made eye contact, do like the smile like kind of thing, and she had like a really nice smile, and it was like nothing like, oh, I'm attracted to her. It's just like there's something nice in the world, and that just kind of brought my mind away from things. It's like there's this nice stuff in the world. I don't have to focus on the bad stuff, and that's like kind of a wake up call to me of like, oh, there is stuff happening.
Like there's small things,
Yeah,
even though you don't realize.
Yeah, so I'm trying my best to focus on those, but it's such a grueling task of getting out of my pit of hating myself.
When you do, like, hypothetically, when you're in the well, how do you get out? Like, does talking about it help? Does therapy, does something about it help? Or is it just a time thing?
I've never really known. It's a lot of, because I've never figured out what actually helps. It tends to just be time thing of, like, almost gets worn out of just, like it just slowly gets
like you've just been
better.
down there for so long, it doesn't...
It'll just eventually get a little better as the days go on, and I'm back to normal, which is like my normal is like looking into the well of like I would never say my normal is I am happy. I can't ever say that I am normally happy with myself, with life, with anything.
Okay.
I'm normally just like not like, wow, I'm having such a good day. It's like normally like it's a day.
Yeah,
like
the usual is just kind of like that grueling through it, just like pushing through it, and then like the next day's the same. So it's like, I have to do this again.
Yeah.
What's that thing of like the guy pushing the rock up the hill?
Oh yeah.
Of, like, it's just always,
and that's like his punishment or whatever.
That's just always.
That's his damnation.
Not necessarily the punishment aspect, but it's like that's what it feels like. It's just like each day, each night is just I'm doing the same thing, and it's just grueling. And maybe I'll have a good day where it's that hill's not as steep and I'm pushing a rock on flat surface.
Yeah.
And other days it's like much steeper, but the normal is I'm just pushing it.
Right.
Is this like a recent thing or just in general this is how you feel?
I think just in general.
Okay, so then when we go on tour with the bands, for example, because I'm assuming you have fun there, would you think of that as a distraction from the bad things, or do you think that that's a time where you're like allowing yourself to...
I think that's a time of like, because it's a different thing in my life. I'm spending time with the people I love that I enjoy being with, and it's not the same thing every day of go to school, do this for 7 hours, go home, be with a family that I'm with. Like, whereas I'm a band on tour, I'm with my other family that I love, that I enjoy being with, that every moment with them isn't like man, I'm having fun.
Right.
So if I'm like that, that is the good parts of my life. That week is like I am away from the well, not even looking at it. Like I'm just loving life.
Okay.
But then I get back home and it's like time to do this shit over again. Time to go back to this crap.
Right. No, if I'm like, because obviously I hadn't been in that position. My grade 10 year was not super hot, but I used to write a journal every single day, and then in grade 10 I stopped because I was sick and tired of every single day feeling the same and feeling like nothing was happening and it was all unimportant and just like going on. Like that's kind of it.
Yeah.
And I guess it's not really helpful because I don't quite know how I got out of it. No, it's because I went to Taiwan.
Oh, right.
And after we went
I'm jealous of.
after we went to Taiwan, and like it was a fantastic trip, I kind of realized that if you try to, because I stopped writing my journal because I didn't want to reflect back on my day, but I realized that especially when I was in a happy place, if I reflected upon the day, there were so many small things that even slipped by that I didn't even remember. But like I get back to my room at the end of the night and I started to write a travel journal and tried to recognize all the little small things. And then I made it like my mission to try and find one thing about every single day that made it a little bit different.
I don't think it would help now because I'm doing the exact same thing every day because there can't do anything different right now.
Yeah, it's hard to find
I can't
difference.
Because it's like nothing's open to the extent of doing new stuff.
Well, for example, this would be a different thing.
This is a different thing, and I'm having fun doing
Right.
this. But like my normal gym's reopening, and I'm freaking happy about that because that's a different place than my house. Instead of being, all right, time to drum, go to the basement. Time to work out, go to the basement. Time to play games, go to the basement. It's the exact same area that's like getting boring of like, and because it's not my own space, I can't make it something that I enjoy.
Right.
It's the basement of my family. It's I like to dark it, but it's also like brown walls of there's Eagles stuff on like the football team, the Eagles. My dad watches them. I don't care about like watching sports at all, so that's something I don't care about.
So you just kind of feel like out of your element.
Yeah, not necessarily out of my element. Just like it's boring. It's not me.
Yeah.
It's not what I would want it to be.
Yeah.
But I can't change that because it's a family space.
Right. That's harder. Yeah, because the pandemic, it's like
you
can't even get out.
That's why
that
that's why
much.
I'm thinking it's getting worse is because I can't find those differences in the day.
Right.
Even like going to school where it's the exact same periods every day. The train ride home will be different. The drive home will be different. Band will be different. Robotics will be different.
But yeah, if you're staying at home and you're doing the same thing every well, like I don't know. It's probably not a big enough change, but it's like just working on different drumming things. I don't know. Maybe you've had the same music for a fat minute.
I'm just trying to get better at this audition. That's what my focus is on. Cause
Right. Undisclosed band audition. You can only do the same thing for so long before like you're going to get stuck, and it's not a matter of you can't get better. It's like you need a mental break.
Yeah.
To like change things up. With music, if you're doing like the same pieces all the time, you could always get them better.
Yeah.
Once they're at a certain place, and like you're not ready to move on from that material yet, but you have the capability to take on more.
Yeah.
Right? And then that's also, if you're working on something different, you're going to be doing something differently and you're going to be getting better at whatever that different thing is, even if you don't see it right away, obviously, because it's a time thing.
Also, I'm also trying to like just
Hang out
do
with
different stuff as well. Like I want to get into dancing, like learn how to dance. But also it's like either you watch YouTube videos and it's like those are okay, but it's like, all right, I've learned this choreographed thing. Now I can't do any of that to a different song.
Yeah, because
Or-
it's just like a set thing to that.
Or
one.
it's like I have to pay for something, and it's not like I'm poor, but I'm definitely solidly middle class. So I've raised of like don't pay money on things that don't matter kind of thing. So I have a hard time being like I'm gonna pay even like I could spend that $20 towards something better.
Right.
It's another mental hurdle of like I could, if I was willing to spend more money on things, I would probably find different things to make my life more better, enjoyable, I guess. It's like I would want to get like a MIDI controller so I can start making music, but then that's the issue of my computer definitely can't handle that, and I don't want to lose a song, so I'm gonna have to wait to get a new computer for that. But it's like I'm gonna have to wait. I'll have to wait till I do that, but then it's like I get a computer. I just spent $1,000 how much money on a new computer. Do I really want to spend another $200 on a MIDI controller?
Right. What was I gonna say? You have a job now, you know, and
I
then
want to save money for university and moving out.
yeah.
That
But
too.
that's the thing is like I think that it'll add up a lot more quickly than
Sorry,
you think it will.
that, like,
sorry.
You could like split like the stuff that like the money that you get, you could like put a certain percentage of that towards like a university moving out fund, a certain amount of that into like other stuff that like you need to pay, like for example gas if you need to do that.
Yeah.
And then like the rest of it you could decide what you want to save up for.
Yeah, because like
The way you took those
Sorry.
glasses off, you're like,
I really agree with Jackie because I was like starting to think about that myself because know that like I'm gonna have to start paying for my gas and I want to really start saving up my education too.
Yeah.
So that's where most of it's going to go is like a certain percentage is going or amount is gonna go here. Feel like your equipment is holding you back a little bit. That's one way to do it, or you could think of cheaper ways because like especially with
Kijiji.
if you're thinking of music production, that's sort of Kijiji too. That's kind of fact.
I got it. Me and my friends got a $700 tent for $150. No, $140.
And then you're splitting it like four ways.
4 ways, so it's like $35
Exactly,
each.
that's
That's
fantastic.
I'm
And
hoping, my hope is for my birthday, I'll be able to like convince my parents to help pay for a new computer and this time actually get like a good computer.
Oh yeah, and then by that point in time you'll have work
Yeah.
for a month.
So then Christmas, I'll be like, I'll actually have some money hopefully by then, so I can like be like, I can get myself Christmas gifts, which that's the thing about Christmas and stuff is like I like getting gifts, but also just like get me money because
then you know
I
you wanna
can
spend it
do
on.
what I want.
Yeah.
Because then it's like I can tell people to get me a gift, but that's like not the same as
Yeah, because if you have the money and then you get it yourself, it's
Yeah.
like
It like works towards something bigger.
Yeah.
mhm.
So I'll see how job goes as well.
Yay!
Yay! I'm sad.
Did that when you're talking about it? Does it like? Do you just want people to listen and sympathize, or
Oh, it's not necessarily that word.
Yeah.
Synthesize.
sympathize?
There you go.
It's more of just I need to get it out there.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of like growing up. I was never able to talk to my parents or anybody. I've just shoved all those feelings away, kind of thing, and that's I think why it's just all built up slowly, and then it just kind of got to a really dark point in grade 9 of just like the worst point. Like it's like suicidal and like
Right.
just not. I just couldn't continue really, and then at that point I was able to finally say something to my parents. It's like I'm still like never gonna be able to have a good relationship with my parents. I just feel like one of those things is like it's gone for 16 almost 17 years of not saying anything about that kind of stuff to them. I will never be able to get better at that.
Right.
Because it's just like that's what I've become accustomed to. But like when I'm able to talk to a therapist, it's just like being able to get it out to somebody is, even if it's like you guys where it's like not the best help obviously because you're not trained in that kind of stuff, it just feels good to have someone it be heard.
Right. Would you rather I don't make suggestions? Because
Oh,
I'm like,
I don't.
okay.
It's not like I don't care about it, but it's
Right.
like it's fine for me. Like,
Okay.
I like the conversation aspect of it.
right, so that you're not just
Yeah.
okay.
Also, like talking to people about that, especially with a therapist, because they can like they're really good at leading you into what
Mhm.
like I'll say be talking to you guys or like thinking about it and I have like no idea how this is happening, but then I'll talk to the therapist and just everything starts clicking together and it's just
Right.
go on a roll of like, oh, this is why I'm feeling like this, and then this is why that's happening, this, and it's like
Right.
after an hour-long session, I have figured out all the problems from that past week and most likely reasons why those are happening.
Like knowing why things are happening is
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah, it's cool. Therapists are cool. Be a therapist.
The early magicians.
Magicians.
I feel like we should do something to end it off nicely.
We have one more topic.
What's the topic again?
Online friends.
Friends!
Oh my goodness. I don't really know what I wanted to talk about when I thought of this topic. If I'm being completely honest.
It's just like-
you're saying like just talking to friends and how it's wholesome, but
It
like
is.
sketchy.
I remember what the things that you want. It was like, cause like when you're online, there's like a level of anonymity. God,
Yeah.
a low level of anonymity to it. So it's like it's inconsequential.
phone ran out of battery. But we talked
Battery?
Storage. Storage.
We ran out of storage on the phone that we were filming on. So
Fuck.
this is your outro.
And also we talked about how online friends are cool. And
Yeah.
basically there's a switch in between professional mode and friend mode. And when I meet people online, I don't know which mode to pick.
People are spooky, but it's fun to meet friends.
That's true. And this is our outro, but not really. Jackie, drop it on
Sounds
your
like there's a
forehead.
seal on here.
Uh,
Oh.
That'll be a good transition.
okay.
Bye,
See
everyone!
ya.